When did you guys learn that Vice President Harris wants to distance herself from Bidenomics?
Why do you think that?
Axios is now reporting that she is hoping to distance herself from President Biden's unpopularity on the economy. Can you blame her?
Do you know this is the Biden-Harris administration? Are you aware that this is the Biden-Harris administration? And she is indeed the vice president.
But if the president's policies on the economy were working, or if they were popular, wouldn't he still be the candidate?
You literally just had the chair of the CEA here who laid out a pretty robust point by point about the economy and what has happened under the Biden-Harris administration. And I thought it was pretty convincing. I mean, if anything, the contrast is between what Republicans want to do, MAGAnomics. You're talking about Bidenomics. MAGAnomics, supercharge inflation. That's what they want to do. Raise taxes on the middle class by thousands of dollars. Send tax cuts through the roof. Protect corporate price gouging. Cut Social Security. Cost millions their health care. And heap tax.
But would you admit, at least, that if Bidenomics was more popular, President Biden would still be...
I'm not going to get into polling. What I will tell you is Bidenomics has been something that both the president and the vice president has worked on. You guys have called it Bidenomics. We talk about how the president is trying to put forward an economic policy, building the economy, equity at the center of it. MAGAnomics, which is very different, which is something that neither of them believe in, wants to do the opposite of what we're trying to do on behalf of the American people. That's the difference.
Something that we've noticed over the last few days.
Oh, you're noticing a lot over the last few days.
The vice president's team is not holding any press briefings. You are left to answer everything for her, even though you are not the vice president's press secretary.
I don't think
Is that getting old?
No. Let me tell you something. I'm the White House press secretary, as you all know, obviously, for the president, for this administration, for the Biden-Harris administration. It is an honor and a privilege. You hear me say this all the time. Honor and privilege to stand before you to be able to do that job. And I will do it as long as I can, right, to the end of this term. And as it relates to the vice president, she certainly has been on the road. She has taken questions from some of you in doing her gaggles. You have seen her. That is something, as anything specific about interview, you certainly would have to reach out to her campaign. But I am proud to be standing here at this podium behind this lectern on behalf of the Biden-Harris.
On another topic, just now, the president, in contrasting content creators with the press, he said, the biggest thing you've got going for you, and I hope you keep it, is you're trusted, and it makes a difference. Does the president believe everything influencers and content creators post is accurate and nonpartisan?
I mean, look, I don't have the full context. Didn't see the back and forth of what exactly the president was saying there. I think what he is saying, they are influencers, right? And I would say, even as you all, right, you all are important, critically important, providing information to the American people. And we certainly respect the platforms that creators have and the platforms you all have. And it plays an important role in informing the American people. And that's as far as I can go, is the platform that you have and how important it is, the platform that they have specifically, as you're asking me about creators, and making sure that information gets to the American people. I can't speak to specifically of what the president meant. I have to talk to him and get more info of what he was thinking about and at that moment, and I haven't had a chance to do that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now that he is aware, is he satisfied with how his son conducted himself in seeking help from the State Department?
I mean, look, I can't speak to this. This is something that is an ongoing process. I got to let Biden, who's a private citizen, Hunter Biden, who's a private citizen, speak to this. What I can say is the president's never been in business with his son. He was not aware of this, and this is something for Hunter Biden to speak.
So is that how you would explain why, when I talk to voters in the field, when my colleagues talk to people, they still don't think the economy is in a better shape than it was when President Biden first took office?
Well, I don't know about that in terms of the broader economic, assessment of where the economy is. I think your question is a valid one, which is, okay, people I think are aware of many of those, many of the elements of that progress, but they're still discomforted by the high prices. Now, I hate to give you a reading assignment, but I gave a speech about a week ago. I have 3 words for people who feel the way you just said, which is we hear you. The president hears you. The vice president hears you. We will never stand here and say, oh, no, you're wrong. And, if we were here talking a year and a half ago, we would have had grocery inflation that was double digits. This morning, it was about 1% year over year.